So there's this type of fat that doesn't behave like other fats. One that skips the usual digestion line, heads straight to your liver, and can be turned into energy almost immediately. Today we're talking about MCT oil, what it actually is, how it works in the body, and whether it deserves the hype in the natural health world. First, what does MCT even mean? MCT stands for medium-chain triglycerides. Triglycerides are simply fat molecules. Structurally, they're made of one glycerol backbone attached to 3 fatty acid chains. The key difference is the length of those fatty acid chains. Medium-chain triglycerides contain fatty acids that are 6 to 12 carbon atoms long. That's shorter than the long-chain triglycerides, LCTs, found in most common dietary fats like olive oil and avocado oil. And that chain length changes everything. Most dietary fats, the long-chain ones, go through a multi-step digestive process. They're broken down, packaged into chylomicrons, travel through the lymphatic system, and eventually enter circulation before being used or stored. MCTs take a shortcut. Because they're shorter, they're absorbed directly into the portal vein and transported straight to the liver. From there, they can be rapidly converted into energy or into ketone bodies. Research published in Journal of the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics explains that medium-chain fats are more rapidly oxidized than long-chain fats, meaning they're burned for energy more quickly. That's a big metabolic difference. MCT oil and ketones. If you've ever explored a ketogenic diet, you've probably seen MCT oil added to coffee, sometimes called keto coffee or bulletproof coffee. I've tried it, still drink it sometimes. When carbohydrate intake is low, during fasting or ketogenic dieting, your liver produces ketones, which are alternative energy molecules. MCT oil can increase ketone production even without extreme carbohydrate restriction. A controlled study published in American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that MCT consumption led to significantly greater ketone production compared to long-chain fats. That's why endurance athletes, biohackers, and keto dieters often use it, not because it's magic, but because it's efficiently converted into ketones. Now, elevated ketones aren't automatically better for everyone, okay? This is context dependent. But metabolically speaking, MCTs are uniquely ketogenic. But is it just coconut oil? Not exactly. Both MCT oil and coconut oil come from coconuts, but they are not the same thing. Regular coconut oil contains a mix of fatty acids, including lauric acid, which behaves more like a long-chain fat metabolically. MCT oil is typically fractionated coconut oil, meaning specific medium-chain fats, often caprylic acid, C8, and capric acid, C10, are extracted and concentrated. This is why coconut oil is solid at cooler temperatures, but MCT oil stays liquid. And MCT oil has almost no flavor, and that neutral taste is why people blend it into coffee, smoothies, salad dressings, or drizzle it over food. What about brain health? This is where things get interesting, but nuanced. The brain can use glucose, but it can also use ketones. Some neurological conditions, including epilepsy, have long been treated using ketogenic diets under medical supervision. Research published in Epilepsia has documented the effectiveness of ketogenic therapy for drug-resistant epilepsy. There is also emerging research exploring ketones in neurodegenerative conditions like Alzheimer's disease. Some small studies suggest cognitive benefits when ketone availability increases, but like I said, it's emerging research at this point, so while MCT oil isn't a treatment, its ability to raise ketones is why researchers are interested. Energy, metabolism, and fat loss. You've probably also heard that MCT oil boosts metabolism. And there is some evidence here. A meta-analysis in European Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that replacing long-chain fats with MCTs modestly increased energy expenditure and fat oxidation, which is great. But we're talking modest effects, not dramatic transformations. MCT oil still contains about 8.3 calories per gram, similar to other fats. It is energy-dense food. So adding tablespoons to your day without adjusting anything else is still extra calories. If you're still looking for that silver bullet, this isn't it. Can you cook with it? The short answer is yes, but with some caveats. MCT oil has a relatively low smoke point, typically around 320 degrees Fahrenheit, 160 degrees Celsius. That means it's better suited for drizzling, blending, low-heat cooking, salad dressings, or stirring into coffee or tea. For high heat searing or frying, avocado oil or refined coconut oil may be more stable. Who might consider using MCT oil? People following a ketogenic diet. Those experimenting with time-restricted eating. Endurance athletes looking for rapid fuel. Individuals under medical supervision using ketogenic therapies. But if you're metabolically healthy and eating balanced meals with adequate protein and fiber, MCT oil is something optional to check out. Important reality check and the obligatory disclaimer: MCT oil is high in saturated fat. The American Heart Association still recommends moderating saturated fat intake due to cardiovascular risk concerns in the general population. So context and personalization are key. I find MCT oil fascinating because it behaves differently than most dietary fats. It's absorbed faster, converted to ketones efficiently, and oxidized more readily for energy. But uniqueness doesn't automatically equal necessity. As with most things in natural health, it's less about hype, and more about whether it fits your physiology, your goals, and your overall dietary pattern. If this helped you understand MCT oil in a deeper way, subscribe for more videos like this.